Hello and welcome back everybody to this second map of the day, and the second match of the day even, between Brute and Fades. Just starting off right now between these two teams. I think a very interesting match as well. Obviously that first one of the day going to three figures, 3 maps between these two teams. Obviously starting away on Dust2 once again. It's going to be the... should be able to pick up both these frags. Now it's obviously down to the M4 on the side of the map. 1 minute left on the board before that bomb goes down, and just the Deagle punching on a bit of damage, but unable to do so towards that short area there. So Fate's getting off to a good start. Obviously, Brute probably wanted to get off to a better CT-sided start than that. Obviously, it's going to be 2-1 on the board. Double Magic, he picks up the scout. Everybody else with rifles, with the exception of Duplicate, who's got that SMG in hand, the MP9. So looking to farm up a little bit of extra cash for him. Everybody else, it's just pistols for the rest of Brute. Absolutely no investment going into this 4th round. And just sending every single player towards mid. So not too much excitement right now. It's probably just going to be a whitewash here. And a 3rd on the board for the T's. A couple of headshots have been found, and Capson does pick up an M4, but you know exactly where he's playing from, and Double Magic's right in behind. He'll actually make a step when he drops here. So Capson, definitely an opportunity to get an extra kill or so, but he's right in behind. No steps there, but if he was to drop down another, he would certainly make some more noise, and he does. Capson can't respond, and it's an M4 picked. 3-1 on the board. Good stuff. AWP in hand this time. Double Magic, of course, wants that to just spot those mid-rotates, that mid-wrap. I don't think we actually got into the vetoes earlier on, so I guess I'll talk about them right now. Train and Nuke were the first to be banned, so wanted to take those very CT-sided maps out of the equation, and then Dust2 being picked up by Brute. Fate then going for Vertigo, interesting, and then with the 3rd and final, if we need it, being Inferno. So definitely an unconventional map coming out secondly here today. Lots of time currently on the board, and Fate just ticking this clock down. I don't think that they're too pressured to go in quickly in any of these situations. Brute obviously haven't been too aggressive either, so nothing too crazy to start things off. Playing these 2 players over by long means a quicker rotation over to short in this A bomb site. And it's going to be the flash over. And Nicky straight down to CT spawn. So that captures the wrap, and this B split goes into full effect. Crazy one and done. As Max is hidden away here in this corner. He's got the final line of defense. And that headshot's absolutely crucial. It keeps hold of the B-bomb site for just a second longer. Mar down to 23 as he tries to scramble away. The bomb still hasn't gone down. Max can try and spray on through. Mar's on such low HP that it gives away upper tons. And now Double Magic has to fight a war on both fronts. Can't do so. Only the M4 left. Caliber is 4. Can't tap way onto that secondary headshot there. Unfortunate stuff. It's going to be the 2nd on the board for Brutes. And again, an interesting matchup. We don't know lots about these two teams. Remember, this is this initial qualifying stage. You don't get any prize money for winning any of these initial matchups, but you are in the mix to take a portion of that $20,000 prize pool. Of course, that'll be won by the top 4 teams. $2.5 grand to 3rd to 4th. $10,000 for the winner, and 2nd place taking home a healthy $5,000, of course. Finding out who some of the lesser teams are in this tournament. Of course, the winners against of obviously these group stages play against the higher seeds later. Gambit, Heroic, tough teams to face off against. I think that's what's so interesting about these tournaments is you see the lesser teams scramble and scrap between themselves. Right now we're starting over in Group A, but then in Group B you've obviously got SJ, who I would think is probably one of the favourites to contend against these high-tier teams and these high-seed teams. Skade, though I think have had a pretty decent showing recently. You've got Phoenix Ambush in that group as well. Group A, I would probably say the weaker group here. Extremum, who we just saw play, they beat Rocket Launcher, and then these two teams are the other pair of teams in this first group of the day. First group of the tournament, of course. More games to be played tomorrow, and then again on the 26th as well. I'll be back on the 26th. Nice double spray down. Shuts out the initial play on this B-bomb site. Okay. Oh, finding a trio of frags. How did they manage that? Duplicate able to find a nice initial shot towards mid, and just shutting out the B-bomb site. Capson in more than a spot of bother. Will be flanked. Not taken completely out just yet. He does hit at least one shot. Focus now turns towards the B-bomb site where Fate aren't challenging. It will be a fourth round nonetheless. That's what's going on in the Twitch chat. I am watching the Twitch chat, by the way. If you are here today, get chatting, get talking. What are people saying? Just that veto, quite an interesting veto being talked about. Of course, Mirage Overpass getting banned out, Train and Nuke getting banned. And Inferno being the last, with Vertigo being the second, and of course this Dust2 being the first. So I would say that that's some of the lesser played maps here in CS nowadays. Dust2 is quite commonly played. I'd say Vertigo is probably the least played still. Nuke has been creeping into different teams' map pools. Obviously in a best of 3 you've got one ban, haven't you? So got that first ban before your opponents can go for the pick, and I think that that's quite an interesting combination because Nuke and Vertigo, I would say, are the two least popular maps in CS right now. You've got to play one of them if your opponents like both. So they come out unconventionally. Mar finding that opening frag and towards this B-bomb site. Pistols just can't hold up. Of course, these AK-47s ripping through. W Kong says, "Hi caster, my parents aren't home." Well, I better start whipping out the swear words then. Cursing, shouting and screaming. Anyway, I wish I was a CSGO caster, says CGA, but my PC is poor. You know what? You can be. I know lots of casters with poor PCs. You can do it. All you've got to do is be able to talk. Have a good voice. If you want to be a caster, go out and do it, man. Go out. Go out and do it. Conquer them. Just cast some smaller games where you don't need it for nice Christmas. Or sell your kidney. You could. Did the caster low-key compliment his own voice? I wouldn't do that. I especially wouldn't do that today. I've got a bit of a cold, as if you've been watching over the last couple of hours, I've talked about already. Yeah, I've got a bit of a blocked up nose, so yeah, my voice, I wouldn't compliment it at the best of times. I don't like it. Nobody likes listening to their own voice, but especially today. What did I say? I didn't even realise what I said. Somebody said it was a weird flex. Am I a bit Welsh? No, I'm not a bit Welsh. I'm a bit ill. I'm a bit poorly. I'm a bit sick. How did I compliment myself? I need to know. Your request for a moan has been ignored. It hasn't been ignored. I'm gonna just straight up refuse to do it. Yeah, 2 to 5. I wonder if I do some like moans on broadcast, I feel like I get fired. Just a cool little point. The brute frags are 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. pointing out the big facts. Oh, you said that one of the only things needed for a caster is a nice voice. Well, to be honest, I wasn't actually thinking about that for myself. I kind of hate my voice. I don't think anybody likes listening to the sound of their own voice back. But you know, cool stuff. That's fine. Nice save. Thank you very much. It's all about saving yourself when you're on the brink of being fired. Either way, 2-5. Fate a good start. CT side, all 5 M4s on the board. No AWP so far. And this little tower looking onto short. As Mar goes for this jump, he should be taken out of the circle. He's not ready for it, so AJT will stand up his ground, but Caliber dissipates. They want to get right out of there. And Caliber actually allows him to escape, so although he's watching the angle, finally checks it. He would have actually made the same mistake as Mar there, but Capson gets his head blown off. That's the A-bomb site compromised. AJT needs to move his way in, but Molotoving himself, Caliber has to now slow ever so slightly. Again, AJT can only pick up 1, keeps the numbers fairly even with Nicky losing a lot of HP there. And Max looking right over the top. I'm going to go for this boost onto shorts. Right in behind it. This is so intelligent. Nobody knows about Crazy. He can find the initial headshot. The diffuser's long away though. They have to bait the AWP out of pit. And Max just can't hit the shot. Bomb out in the open. Should be an easy one for Double Magic. As he gets his head blown off. Didn't need to get that aggressive there. As Caliber, last alive, over by short. Able to nail the spray down. It's 6-2. Yeah, I don't know if restreaming different streams with your own voice is legal. I think that's against like DMCA laws. But yeah, you can just do it on your own YouTube channel, I guess. I guess streaming live games might be a bit of a problem, and a bit of a technical problem as well. You should just look for a global elite game. I love the speed that Fate have been executing at. You see Bootlooker get all the way up towards long and nobody has any idea about it. And even though they've lost up a B tons at this point, the C4 can go down quite freely on the A-bomb site. There's going to be absolutely no contest here. Brute are a million miles away from this retake. And despite saving an AK-47, it's still another weak round. They're going to have a lot of money going into round number 10. But Max, he doesn't want to go in for this retake. Crazy, the best case scenario for him is probably saving this Deagle. If he can maybe even pick up a shot, perhaps he could save with some sort of rifle here, but the chance of that happening is so minuscule. There's just no chance whatsoever. So you saw the odds pop up just a few minutes ago on GG.Bet, and they did happen to be very one-sided. And if you actually break down this series, it does just seem to be a pretty one-sided affair as far as all the odds are concerned. Fate, very strong favourites coming into this one. You only get less than 10% on top of your money if you bet on them, whereas if you're betting on Brute, you're getting 6, 7, 8 times your money. Lots and lots of cash. Overwhelming favourites here. Just ripping onto the B-bomb site once again. Defense just can't hold anything up. They both fall. It will be a 2 versus 3 though. Couple of shots found by Capson. puts us in a contentious situation, which I'm sure that Brute will want to go. Duplicate, just watching here towards the back of this B-bomb site. Looking to bob and weave, but Double Magic gets forced back. They now know where one pronged and prong of this defense is, but they're moving so slowly. The smokes leave Brute creeping to a halt. And this bomb only has about 10 seconds left on it. The orb connects. And they're just at a snail's pace. Double Magic does double damage. Duplicate with a spray down. And once again, it's down to 8. But Brute seemed so sluggish there on the retake. Held out of the B bomb site. Scared to go for it. And last second push into the B bomb site. Fate take control, take advantage, and take all 3 frags. To 8. What a whitewash to start off. On Dust2, crazy. That was a really nice shot. Remember, even the standard CT models, it's so hard to spot an opponent's head right over those boxes at the back of the B bomb site on plat. You're really fighting a losing battle there. So just holding with the rifles to stop Caliber's Krieg from going into enemy hands. It will be a bit of a push towards the A-bomb site. And you can see that Fate is playing an ultimately scrimmy game right now. They're just pushing and peeking all areas of this map and hitting all their shots. P2000 not going to do too much damage. Crazy's already given up his position with the scout, so it's not going to be massive advantage. Now getting all the information towards the B-bomb site, knowing that this is going to be an A-take, but trying to get a Krieg in hand before this comes in on through. Crazy finds another headshot. Just Nicky and Duplicate left, but with Kriegs in hand, they just need to stay away from Crazy's scout. Of course, the Deagle's up close and personal. AJT has kind of snuck his way in here on short, playing quite aggressive, but I think this is going to be a passive plant. AJT will not spot it going down. So he'll be up close and personal, but not able to spray away onto Nicky, who finds the frag instead. Nade over the top doesn't connect. And the scout, this isn't 2015. You can't jump shot anymore. As Duplicate, he has pretty much the authoritative position here. Nicky spots them jumping, and he does find one before Crazy able to make the cross, but he knows exactly where Duplicate should be playing from. Even with the smoke away, it should be an easy tap here, but Crazy. Oh, still 5 seconds left on the defuse, but no, Duplicate, he's able to take his face off. 9-2 here. Another easy round from Fate. They don't seem very flustered right now. I love that little shot from Duplicate. It's 2-piece, I should say. As he very calmly taps through that smoke. Will be 9-2. Actually like the set play looking down into lower tons. Responsive off that flash. I'm sure that the AK-47 just isn't ready for it. AJT instead. Get a little opening tap. This is probably going to be the 3rd out of 12 rounds that Brute come off favourably. And even on Dust2, where comebacks are quite common, I would say. This one seems to just be Fate dominating. AWP, Krieg, and AK-47. The devilish trio of rifles here on the T side. Looking this time to breach into what should be the A-bomb site. Trying to take down this AWP first. There's no flash counter. Capson sticks around for the party. Daxon finds another, and only double magic left. 35 seconds on the board. Shouldn't even be able to make the cross here, especially against the AWPs. Actually shoots the corpse before going down. AJT able to finish him off. So 9-3, exactly what Brute needs, but they obviously need another 3 coming up as well against these players. What's most interesting is these trio of maps. Dust2, Vertigo, Inferno. Fate's worst out of the 3 is actually Dust2, which is Brute's pick. I just wanted to make sure that I got that one right. So Brute has picked probably the better map out of the lot of them here, wanting to stay away from Train. But then Vertigo coming up next. Fate's won it the last 5 out of 6 times. Brute with a 0-1 record on it. So if Brute can't pick up a win here on Dust2, this is looking like a very shaky series for them. Smokes and flashes over the top. And Molotov's raining down towards bottom mid. This is just so Fate can successfully take map control. They want to be able to just slow the CT side down, and AJT, the usual play there is find one frag and then not stick around. Out in the open, Max a beautiful shot. That actually opens up a backwards prong, but AWP is able to swing back around and find one of his own, and there's the second. Shuts down the A bomb site. Nothing that Brute can do. It's going to be this 3 versus 2, as Double Magic seems to want a third for his troubles. Either looking towards short or towards CT, and he is just going for peek after peek. Crater can't do anything about it. Only Daxon remaining, and he gets taken out of the server as well. So 10-3, convincing, confident, calm stuff. You can see that Double Magic peaks just before the smoke blooms. So smart. And not the quickest shots in the world, but certainly convincing. That was a whiffed smoke. Looked like it was going right over the top. Caliber playing from lower B tons, AJT, Daxon. Both on the crossfire towards short. And Caliber was sort of posturing it, throwing a Molotov on through, and that would have pretty much ruined this setup. For the CTs, it would have actually taken both AJT and Daxon right away from that short area. But it's just pressure towards all sides of the map. Fate are playing an ultimately scrimmy style, like this is a DM server right now. That one bit of aggression actually paying off. AWP does connect, so now they should know that it is towards the B bomb site. They've got lots of aggressive poised positions. Is Nicky able to find another one, but Duplicate can't trade. Capson finds another. It's just back and forth frags, and Duplicate are 1 versus 3. A bit of a wild round here. Brute actually kind of caught out of position in a lot of these, but just hitting the shots. You saw that Capson did a great job towards mid, actually nailing an over-handed shots. And you just don't give Duplicate any way into this round. That's a bit of damage dealt, but with 20 seconds left, I don't think he can play this one aggressive, and AJT does step up. 4 rounds. So, Smoke down. That just slows Fate towards that B-bomb site, means that they can't pincer in and have a direct line of sight, but usually you wouldn't throw a smoke that early. You would probably just be holding your ground. Maybe a Molotov, but those smokes are usually used for the late game situations. So as the push comes through, you're actually avoiding any of these opening frags from the T side. Capson finally finding these opening pickups. 2 rounds in a row here. That AWP actually being fairly effective. But Brute are going to need a lot more than 5 rounds to finish this one off, obviously. You've got Vertigo coming up next. Fate seem to be quite good at it. I've not seen them play. I've not actually seen them play at all, let alone on these individual maps. So this is a bit of a new experience for me, watching both of these teams. But Mar, he's just holding it. Fate seem quite convincing in this series. Even the kills that they're missing here, you can see the cogs turning. You can see exactly what they're doing. And Brute, they're going to need one more round. One more retake. Move towards this A-bomb site. C4 down. All 5 players gesturing into A. As the initial frag is found, that opens up long for the CTs. And in the open, it's going to be an overwhelmingly one-sided round for Brutes. First time this half, I think they survived on 5 players. Fate, they'll end the half with their heads held high. 10-5. They're going to be exceptionally confident going into the second half here. Should be looking to close this series out early, or at least close this first map out early. Can you get voice? I don't think so. It's not me controlling it, but if it was, I'd still not give you voice. Six rounds needed for Fate to close this out in regulation. Brute 11 on the T side here on Dust2. Glocks come out, obviously, in that opening round. Nobody upgrading their pistols on either side. P2000 is the one deviation in the weaponry here for Double Magic. He has that AWP, so obviously liking it, maybe a different pistol. You often see that. Again, it's all personal preference. I feel like the P2000, sorry, is just flat out weaker than the USPS. It gives away audio cues, gives away traces through smokes, gives away exactly where you're playing from. And Double Magic trying to get quirky, trying to go for this flank here, and he will be right in behind. And nobody spotting back, nobody turning around, just full steam ahead towards the B-bomb site. And Nikki needs more than just the one frag, as the defense not quite overrun just yet. They're walking into a Fate stack, but they managed to find all the shots. Brute forcing quite literally into the B-bomb site, and it's only Duplicate to stand up on the defense. Making a Herculean effort here on the CT side. Not going to work it out. Max finds him pretty instantly. Even a 3 versus 3 is hard on that B-bomb site, so 1 versus 3 is practically impossible. 6-10. At Cyber Internet. It's a little internet cafe here on Dust2. Doesn't look like it's in the 21st century, but I'm sure that you've got CSGO fans betting on this game right in that little internet cafe. So, bomb should be obviously retrieved. There's nobody holding on the cross here. I like that they send the AK-47 in first before Max goes for that cross. Knowing that he's on low HP, they don't want any scout shenanigans. They know that it's on the side of the already hit 1 tag thus far. That was onto Max. So you're going to be scatting around that scout. And Brute searching for 7 here on this T side. Oh, another tag on that scout. It leaves you very vulnerable to the pistols, especially these Deagles. Means that you're 1-tap against any of these pistols. That looks so weird there. I didn't know if that was an HE grenade or what. Both those players not taking damage. A big lapse of judgment from either me or the scout there. So we're going in for the initial peak. And the Deagle taken out of the server. So all 4 of these players are so low on HP, but I don't think the Deagles are going to be able to connect. It's so difficult to find any shots here. Obviously, low HP, you're not going to be peeking here. So Brute, even though they've barely got 100 points of health between them, should be an easy round to clean out. Did anybody else see, who was it? Mar, I think, on the A-bomb site, throw a nade into his teammates? Was that actually true? Because it didn't do any damage, so I don't know if it was a flashbang, if it was something coordinated, but to my eyes, that looked like an HE grenade. It was an HE. It just seems so odd. Obviously, he had 2 players on short, so no chance of doing any damage whatsoever. I guess it did no damage, so maybe it was a bit of a bait play. Hey, if I'm throwing an HE right here, then there's no way that we're going to have a double stack there. I don't know if it was maybe a next level play. If he does it again, then it was definitely coordinated. So we'll see a lot more of this side before everything's said and done. But Pistol's over on mid, doing a decent bit of damage, but it's only trivial as the AK-47s. That single pistol as well takes control. The Scout can only find 1. And Caliber coming in from the back should be swept away here. Only finds 1 for his troubles. So Brute up to 8. But are these just consolidation rounds? I think we're about to find out. It's Fate get rifles in their hands for the first time. Yeah, that's a bit of a high level play. I don't know if it really works out a lot of the time with the HE there. It's a bit of a bait. Definitely looked like a really weird situation on our screens because it looked like it should have done loads of damage. If you've got 2 CTs or 2 Ts in that scenario, in that position, just behind the steps and just sat on steps, it looked like it dumped right between them. But apparently no. Computer says no. Spraying away through double doors. Flashes and smokes out. Still on the boards. Caps in the max. First to take some aggressive poise. That ult pick could have actually worked out for double magic there. The flash actually nailed him perfectly. But flashed himself means he didn't want to go for the swing, of course. I'd say that was the better choice. Fate need to start to think about closing this one out. It was 5 to 10. Now 8 to 10. Nothing to get too sweaty about here in the second half. But if they keep hemorrhaging rounds like this, then it can all turn on a dime. The Brute now going towards this A-bomb site, but no flashes for that AWP double magic. The flash lands just a millisecond too late as he's able to find 1 and now done. Smart drops the bomb, but he needs a little bit more. Max out in the open. Communication doesn't come through. He drops. As Mar able to find all 3. And AJT back away. Save the AK. No way that you're going to be able to do anything towards A. And it will be an 11th on the board. So a good round there from Fate. Mainly this triple kill in from Mar. See how convincing he is. Very confidently and calmly taking these shots. 12 bullets in the barrel before he goes for that final headshot. It's 8 to 11. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. A lot of the time on the CT side, getting that first on the board is the hardest one to get. So Fate They've managed it once. Off the back of an individual player, I might add. So not really off the back of any teamwork, any aggressive coordination. Just Max going massive. Or before, and then Mar going massive in the previous. So, clock ticking just above 1 minute 10. Just popping a couple of shots into B-bomb site. Just watching these contentious angles, seeing if Fate's going to go for anything aggressive. Sometimes you'll do a double peek towards Tons. See if you can take upper B control. It prevents any sort of B split. It also just stops Brute executing here. Love this smoke, but getting caught off guard. Easy couple of frags here as Brute fighting a couple more. A clean round, all things considered. Nobody dropping from Brute. And that seemed to be Fate just making a couple of mistakes. Pushing out towards mid, on towards short, getting caught off guard in every little piece of aggression. And this should not be any sort of a buy here. I'd like to see them maybe get a couple of pistols out. Try to do a bit of damage into round number 21, but there's no point in going for any rifles. Only $1,300 expended here in round number 21. It's likely going to be double digits for Brute, closing up this scoreline here in the first map. They seemed out of it. Obviously underdogs in this one, and once again, the Deagle peppering in. Max gone from the server. Brute have a pretty nasty second map coming up. Vertigo, of course, it's Fate's best. They've put the hours in on it, but still a bit of a wild map pick. Halibut swings around and finds that shot. Even picks up the creep. He hasn't been contested just yet. Secondary headshot comes through. This was an eco for Fate. The B bomb site seems to be on lockdown. Its captain hits the deck. And AJT might be the last to fall. Just trying to save away the creep. But he's even got the flank in progress. Mar might only have a USP. He's trying to take him out of the server. And that nasty headshot's going to end it. 12-9 here. Fate, despite just having pistols, able to put another one on the board. Tactical timeout for the terrorists. See all 10 people on this server actually pulling the rate. The lowest amongst the 10 of them is Daxon, 10 kills. Not too bad, not too shabby. Fate precariously close to this finish line. Remember, if they take this one, they've got the best map coming up next, so I'm going to be feeling confident in this series. Smoke down, that aids the cross. Caliber also goes for that jump, so the majority of his body is just hidden away by that stone platform. And Mara even finds the first shot. Brute have been finding all the entry kills throughout the initial rounds in this second half, but that's slowed down by the AK-47s coming out, of course, being saved from the previous round, and also the AWP coming into play for Double Magic. He hasn't found a frag just yet, but that could have very easily been the opening onto Capson. And a lot of aggressive positions held by Fate onto shorts. See that they play with a pair of players towards this side of the map. Double Magic can now focus over on mid, trying to prevent some sort of B-wrap. It looks to be just a straight B take. These often do not work, even with just one defender here on the B-bomb site. Nicky needs to come through, and he does. That'll initiate this further push, as Nicky needs to now hold the ground. 37 in hand, pushes in on his lonesome. Fate hemorrhaging players left, right, and centre, and now the AWP can't chip in either. Needed to oblivion, and Double Magic might just need to back away from this B-bomb site and look for further frags, further economy here in the second half. They have lost rounds left, right, and centre, and even though they've found a couple of opening kills in these last few rounds, it's still been tough, and that's gifted Brute a position where they're on double digits. So 12-10. Seems like we will see a close game here to start things off. 12-10. Double up setup finally comes out for Fate. Double magic caliber. Holstering those sniper rifles, and it's straight onto short for a pair of players. Max and Crazy getting quick towards this A-bomb site. Double Magic kind of has to hold this one off on his lonesome. He's got a Mar for a bit of support, but Mar's going to be slightly late to the party. He's holding from CT spawn. And it means that he has to hit headshots, whereas Double Magic will have open targets, depending on what smokes go down. Obviously 5 smokes for the Brute side, so they're not going to be strapped for utility on the assault towards any of these bomb sites. Flash does connect. And Brute not going for anything too aggressive, nothing too fancy so far. This is standard smokes and mollies. Very classic Counter-Strike here. Nothing to shout or scream about with 40 seconds left in this 23rd. It's going to be the wrap of this A-bomb site. AJT just needs to stay alive for as long as possible and force Duplicate to stay towards long. Don't want anybody to be helping Double Magic out in this situation. They want him to be flashed, smoked, completely blind, unable to hit any shots. That initial flash does connect, but he drops the bomb, and that's a crucial key member to take down first. And with only 10 seconds left, Double Magic still stuck within the corner, and his teammate's flash does no justice. Daxon's able to find not one but two before the AK-47's able to punch through with a trio of headshots. Unreal. AJT locked out of the action, but needs to come through. There's a smoke of his own, and the defuse yet to come through. Nobody making the cross, and AJT can try to defend this bomb site, but caught before he can make his way over, and Fate onto 13. Thirteen to 10. I'm surprised that we didn't see that triple headshot replayed back to us. It's a stunning little combination there. Molotov does a heavy damage over towards mid. Not expecting anybody to go for the push. I'm surprised Capson's unable to find that frag. And the AK-47 gets chopped away. There's Max taken out of the server. He survived with 1 HP right there. And Mar very low on health as well. After finding a pair of frags and brings up to the AWP. 1:20 on the board. Still not giving up on this mid presence. Maybe wanting to go towards the B-bomb site one more time. You can see that that would be a mistake. That's where Fate are holding with most mercenaries. As I say, bomb site is only really being contested by Mar. He's on 19 points of health. This could all fall apart if they find that first frag, but they're going to have to get lucky onto their bomb site placement, their decision, their choice. 45 seconds left on the board. As themselves right now, that smoke is going to do a lot of injustice to this T side. Is Double Magic. He'll be looking over this smoke before the push comes in. He can dive it through, but leaves Caliber 1v3 on the B bomb site, and everybody else far taken away here. He's going to spot the first, and it's only a leg. He gets his head blown off. 15 seconds remaining. AJT on the flank, and Duplicate 100 HP. Looking for an aggressive first shot, but lots of damage done right there. Means Fate, this was a really nasty 5v3, but Brute seemed to be managing it. Back to saving here, as I don't want to go for this one whatsoever. An easy shot. And luckily for Fate, they are keeping the Brute economy down. As soon as Brute lose one of these rounds here, they're going to be stuck onto barely any cash. Having to buy up 4 lots of rifles into this 25th round means that despite picking up 11 rounds, good stuff, they're not going to have any residual cash. So going for back-to-back buys here on this T side is going to be borderline impossible. And they go for a tactical timeout on the Fate side to discuss their approach. They don't really have a lot of money. Maybe the opportunity to go for a bit of a scatty buy. On short. Brute only need a couple more to convert and find somewhat of an upset. They're getting boxed in though, and the bomb is very fragile towards the back of mid, and they're going to lose it. Capson can't hold off, and now the MP9 finally drops, but Mars here with the M4 to hold up the affray. And if Max goes down here, they're going to have no defense of this C4. And he's moving through, but that's another headshot hit. He's going to be smoked out. So unable to go for this, but Mar has to watch all 3 angles, both underpass, long tons, and of course T-spawn as well, as Brute are slowly and meticulously these angles. Assault towards upper B, falls on deaf ears. And Mar's probably not going to be able to hold on to this bomb for much longer. Need some sensational headshots. And Fate know the usual suspects where he's going to be playing from. And they pick up that C4 and completely avoid him. Mar has no idea. He's going to tap away at another. It's all down to Double Magic. I wish we were watching him. He's holding the cross towards this A bomb site now. The bomb is far dispatched. Double Magic, he's spotted aggressive and drops that C4. Again, it's isolated. Brute need to move in and find this 2v2, but Mar coming in from the back, and Double Magic can hold ground. And AJT, he's a million miles away. Even finding this shot here, I'm sure he'd have not enough time. His Double Magic claims all 3. It's 14-11. That was a really awkward round for Brute. Before now, they've been finding all those opening picks and able to convert, but losing that bomb towards upper mid, that's a stunning shot. But they're going to need a lot more where that came from to be able to close this map out favourably. It's looking like a Fate victory right now. Lots of time left on the board. Capson and Max, both with the scouts in hand, everybody else with deagles. So one tap potential for all 5 players. Looked unlosable Double Magic once again posts in with a frag towards the top of mid. Even challenges the scouts as duplicates. M4 comes out. Another headshot nailed. And Daxon in with a bit of a precarious angle. Gets taken out of the server also. Just AJT left. I feel like we've seen this one before. A 1 versus 3 with a bomb out in the open. This seems borderline impossible. Does pick the scout here, but can't connect. Finally does hit a 1 dig. Not really quite a 1 dig, I guess. Nicky, I think it took him 4 shots there. Nothing to complain about. 45 seconds left on the board, and another 1 versus 3. Needs a quad kill. As he's starting to run out of time. That clock ticking fairly low. He needs to get to one of these bomb sites. Unfortunately for him, they're both being covered by each member of this CT force. He's going to have to move through CT, and Double Magic's there to dispatch him. 15 to 11. So Fate, they need 1 more to close this one out. Whereas Brute, it all starts here with the pistols. Might all finish here with the pistols as this CZ is poking a frag. Nicky's close to this angle, but with an MP9 in hand, he can just spray players away. Double Magic also comes in with a shot. They can absolutely mow down towards the B bomb site. And Fate might have just sealed their fate on this first map, but a couple of headshots come through, and Crazy, he completely changes the pace of this round. As Nicky now with an MP9 has to try and chip inside as they look to challenge the M4 here. They know exactly where Crazy's playing from. Oh, Nicky does steal away another one. Just AGT versus 2. As he needs this shot, gives away his position. There's the first. And can't quite nail the second. It's going to be a Fate victory on this first map of the series. Our last series of the day, in fact. 2 coming through, but it's going to be the 16-11 to start us off. And I would say pretty much what we were expecting to happen right there. Of course, in this series, thinking that this was probably going to be a 2-0 and not in Brute's favor. And unfortunately for them, they've got Vertigo coming up next, which is a really tricky, tough second map to have to play. Obviously, it's the best map out of the 7 for their opponents. I wouldn't be expecting Brute to be coming into this one incredibly confident, but picking up 11 rounds, I would say slight props there in the first map of the day. Obviously, Dust2. Sometimes when you're in these positions, you can kind of take your finger off the pulse for a couple of seconds. You get a bit complacent. You allow your opponents to take a couple of rounds. I don't think that that'll necessarily happen on Vertigo. It seems to be one of these maps that you're either very hit or very miss on. And if you know your smokes, you know how to execute onto both of these bomb sites, it seems like a pretty favorite heavy map. Either way, we're getting into this second matchup in just a few moments.